What is up, YouTube? It's Frank with What's the Point EDC. We don't have one, we have two Spydercos. It's a Spyderco face-off kind of day. We got the Spyderco PM2, the CPM-Cruwear and Micarta edition, the best edition. Such a fire knife. Followed by the Spyderco Gayle Bradley 2 and CPM-M4 steel and Micarta. What another fire knife. We're going to go ahead and talk some specs. We're going to talk some pricing, and I'm going to give you my opinion on the both of them. Stay tuned. You tell me which knife you would rather carry and why you would rather carry it. Price doesn't matter. Which knife would you rather carry out of the two of these specifically right here? M4 Gayle Bradley 2, Cruwear PM2. Let me know. Let's start the specs off with the Gayle Bradley 2. We got an overall length of 8.24 inches, so it is a full-size pocket knife. Blade length of 3.66 inches. A cutting length from heel to tip coming in at 3.42 inches. Handle length almost 5 inches, so close, 4.82 inches. So it is a full-size knife, full-size grip, full-size blade. Let's continue. The grind on the CPM M4 steel is going to be hollow, and I love a hollow grind. The HRC of the M4 steel is coming in somewhere right around 62.5 HRC. This thing is a slicing machine, and that's a fact. We got Micarta scales on this. This one right here specifically has plenty of use. This one has so many miles on it, as you can see by the very used Micarta. I mean, this looks so cool. Tell me it doesn't. This looks awesome. Blade thickness going on here, 2.88 millimeters. We got the BTE, so the air quotes, let me get the air quotes out. Bam, bam. The BTE thickness is going to be 14 thou. So you have under 3 millimeter thick blade stock, so it's very thin to start off with a hollow grind that comes down to 14 thou. This thing is going to slice like a champ. I have used it. I have not done a hard use testing yet on video, but you can expect that to come here in the next 3 to 5 days, along with the other ones that are coming. Liner lock, there we go. The one thing that I say I would change about this knife would be the liner lock, and I would only change the access to it. The jimping on the liner itself is excellent, it really is, but there's just not quite enough access. You know, your finger just comes off. That is not a deal breaker though. It's running on washers. This isn't the most fidgety, air quotes again, knife, but that's not what this knife's design purpose was. This knife was designed obviously by Gayle Bradley, and he is a competition knife cutting guy who does choppers and just standard pocket knife cutting. So this thing was made after and for competition chopping, or cutting I should say. I don't know where I got the chopping from. We got barrel spacers, stainless liners. We got a deep carry clip. No, we do not have a deep carry. It's a Spyderco. What am I talking about? We got that crazy Spyderco clip. So this one right here is not an ambidextrous clip. The knife could be an ambidextrous knife, just if you could flip the clip, but no. So this is made in Taiwan. The price is going to be $296 on the Spyderco website. I couldn't find the Micarta version, but I could find the carbon fiber version. That was $296. I can find it as low as $215. I think maybe at Knife Center, Blade HQ, maybe River's Edge, somewhere like that. Solid knife. Okay, let's move on. Hopefully that wasn't too cumbersome right there. We got the Spyderco PM2, the Micarta edition. Yeah, that's right, Micarta, and you guessed it, CPM Magna Cut steel. We got an overall length coming in at 8.29 inches. Another full-size pocket knife. Blade length 3.47 inches. Cutting length from tip to heel right here coming in at 3.1 inches. So just over the 3-inch mark. Good to go. We got a handle length, another full-size handle length just under the 5-inch mark, 4.82 inches. So you know it's going to fit any hand comfortably. Same thing with the Gayle Bradley 2. It's made to fit any hand and fit it comfortably. We got Micarta scales here, and it is starting to get some weathering going on here. A lot of use. This knife has been through a lot. It hasn't quite been through what the Gayle Bradley has, but I'm going to tell you what, I've used it a lot. I don't have any actual hard use on camera, and you can expect the hard use coming with this one very soon too. This is my favorite PM2 of them all. I just freaking love it. The Cruwear Micarta with the stainless liners that aren't hidden, that you can actually see all the way around the knife. I think it looks really good with the satin finish flat ground blade and the hardware and the clip. I think it all just looks really good together. It just pops. So let's go ahead and talk about the blade stock on this. 3.14 millimeters on the blade stock. We got the BTE thickness coming in at 22 to 24 thou. It's somewhere in that range right there. This right here has got Cruwear steel coming in at 62 to 62.8 HRC. I would love to see that at the 64, maybe 65, maybe 66 mark, but I'm going to tell you what, this has performed very, very good. I have no complaints about this whatsoever. Compression lock right here. The patent on the compression lock has ran up, so you're already seeing other companies start to do their own compression locks. Good stuff. Can't wait to see what they have going on here. So the price on this right here, it's a USA made knife. I've seen it on Spyderco's website coming in at $290, and on a few other websites I found it as low as $217. That right there was Knife Center. So what do we got here? We have two knives that are super close to each other in all aspects. They are very close to each other at price. They're very close to each other at blade length, overall length, cutting edge, everything. Same scale material, same stainless liners. They both have barrel spacers going on. You know what I mean? Both have that hideous freaking Spyderco clip that I can't lie. I do like it on this knife, though. I do like it. If I got an aftermarket clip that had the Spyderco logo on it, I would really like that. But I do want to get, you know, a deep carry one. If you have any recommendations on a good deep carry clip for the Spyderco PM2, let me know. So, what knife do I like aesthetically more? Let me see here. I mean, here's my thing. For some reason, the PM2, it just is my jam. Specifically, the Micarta and Cruwear. Specifically this one, because of them liners that you see. It really is. I would choose it over the Gayle Bradley 2, though they do have a Gayle Bradley 2 with Cruwear steel and JG10. I would love to have that version, but we're speaking specifically on this one right here, on the M4 steel version with the red Micarta. I would have to choose the PM2, but I'm going to tell you guys what, everything about this knife is my jam. So the blade shapes on these right here, obviously this is going to be a drop point. This one right here is, I don't know exactly what to call it, a modified drop point. I'm really not 100% sure. If you have any suggestions on what to call the blade shape, let me know in the comments. Very curious to know. I'm also very curious to know if you had to pick one of these two knives to carry for the rest of your life, which one of the two of these are you going to pick? Are we going to go with the Cruwear Micarta PM2 compression lock? Or are we going to go with the Gayle Bradley 2 CPM-M4 steel and Micarta? Which one are you going to choose? Me personally, I think, obviously, there's no questions. The Gayle Bradley 2 is going to cut better than the PM2, simply because it has thinner blade stock, a hollow grind, and it's thinner behind the edge. So it's just naturally, that's how that goes. Thinner steel cuts easier, typically. So, which one goes for the comfort? I'm definitely going to have to take the PM2 for comfort all day long. But that's not to take anything away from the Gayle Bradley 2. I just think that these, the liners that stick up just a little bit, I think that could bother somebody. Maybe not me. Maybe if you're really cranking on it, maybe. But I think that the ergos go to the PM2 as well. Now, I'm going to tell you what. Like I said, for cutting, the Gayle Bradley is going to put the PM2 to shame all day long. Fidgetability, obviously the PM2 is going to take it. For carrying in the pocket wise, they're both the same. Neither one of them are any bigger or smaller in the pocket. You know, they're both very close to each other, how they carry. So carrying, it's just a tie. So if you wanted to hard use one, I would probably stay away from the Gayle Bradley 2. I would probably go with the PM2 if you're looking for a hard use pocket knife. And though this isn't your typical hard use pocket knife, because it does have a very fine tip, but you can hard use it. It's just you got to hard use it in a certain way. You got to be smart about how you hard use. you know, fine tipped knives and thinner steeled knives. Not that you'll have an issue, because both of these steels are very tough. Cruwear is a tough steel. M4 is a tough steel. You know, M4 has more edge retention than Cruwear. I'm going to tell you what, I haven't done any testing with M4 yet, so I'm really interested to see what the M4 steel does. You know, during testing, I really want to know what it does. Something about this knife has always called my name. I've just never able to get a hold of one because it's discontinued. So this is the more rare of the two, that's for sure. I don't know what these are going for on the secondary market. I have no idea. But the PM2s, they're readily available everywhere. Cruwear is, it's just my favorite steel, so I prefer that, obviously. I prefer this entire knife. You know, the hardware is bigger. You know, the barrel spacers are bigger. You know, we got a little bit thicker of a blade stock. I simply, if I wanted a really slicey knife, I would definitely pick the Gayle Bradley too, for sure, because it feels really good in hand. It does, despite, you know, the protruding liners right here. It doesn't feel bad in the hand. Like I said, I'm not a fan of this pocket clip. It just, Spyderco's pocket clips have never done it for me, you know. Not that they really bother me much, but it's just, they're freaking hideous. They're big and they don't carry very deep in the pocket. And I do get that some people like to have that little bit sticking up to grab out, but for me personally, I could leave it, because when I'm wearing gym shorts, the knife seems to like want to flop out the pocket, you know, and it's just a freaking annoying nuisance. That's all. Just a preference thing. Though I will say the PM2 is going to fit the masses more, because it does have an ambidextrous clip, so it's a fully ambidextrous knife, simply because the compression lock, and then you have the completely reversible tip up, down, left, or right carry pocket clip. Look at that. You got options with this thing right here. That is for sure. So it doesn't matter who you are, what hand you use, what pocket you want to carry it in, you can do it. That's for sure. Yeah, I haven't had any issues with either knife. I've used the PM2 a whole lot more. I've actually put this through a lot of freaking work, and it's still on the factory edge, and it's holding up great. You tell me which knife you would rather carry and why you would rather carry it. Price doesn't matter. Which knife would you rather carry out of the two of these specifically right here? M4 Gayle Bradley 2, Cruwear PM2. I appreciate all the support. Fist bump to you. I appreciate every single one of you. With that being said, if you're an addict, never quit quitting. Stay strong and live long. If you're struggling with bad thoughts, please reach out and talk to somebody. It is okay to talk. Never quit quitting and never give up. You know the motto. Take it easy and stay greasy, y'all. Peace.